News Channel is on Sirius XM. Listen live on channel 114 now. The O'Reilly Factor, the #1 cable news show for 14 years running.
Thanks for staying with us. I'm Bill O'Reilly in the Kelly File segment today. An amazing story in Hollywood. Some hackers got into the computers at Sony Pictures and sent private correspondence to some media people, New York Times, Variety, Hollywood Reporter, other outlets. That correspondence embarrassed Sony executives as well as stars like Angelina Jolie, Leonardo DiCaprio. President Obama even got involved. Now Sony's demanding that the media stop printing stolen emails. New York Times, for one, says it will not stop. And here now is the anchor of the Kelly File, seen immediately after the fact of Miss Megan, who is an attorney. So they hired David Boies, big gun attorney, represented Al Gore in the 2000 election, to threaten, which never goes over well,
right?
The media saying all these hacks that you're getting, you better not publicize them, or else.
Or we're coming after you.
Is there an else here?
No.
There's no else.
He's faking it.
Okay.
Those letters are not worth the paper they're printed on. He's got no legal leg to stand on whatsoever, and the press has every legal right to use this material,
even though it's stolen.
Even though it is the product of an illegal hack. You and I had this same conversation in 2008 when Sarah Palin, when running for vice president, had her personal email hacked.
Right.
And we talked about whether news organizations could publish those materials. And I told you back then, when it was a Republican who was the victim, that they could do it. And I tell you now that it's to liberal Hollywood executives that the news organizations can do it. And I told you in both circumstances, I maintain that this as well. The original hacker, of course, can be prosecuted. In Palin's case, he was. In this case, he would be. They would be. They believe it's North Korea.
Because what did Sony make a movie that mocks the president of North Korea?
The plot line is that Kim Jong-un gets assassinated.
So the North Korean intelligence agencies hacked in and they embarrassed him. Could be.
That's the belief. They deny it, of course.
But the FBI is in charge of tracking down the hackers. But it's really hard to do that because most of them are overseas and they go through a million different myriad ways to get in.
Even if you get them, it's out there. It's out there.
It's out there. But you can still send them to jail. Because the guy who hacked BillO'Reilly.com about 6 or 7 years ago, 2 years. He's an Akron college student. He got 2 years.
Good.
And he served them.
Good.
All right? And he had to make restitution to, and the FBI did a great job, by the way, getting this guy. He was a clown. He wasn't like, the North Korean Secret Service or whatever. Right. Now, the emails themselves basically chronicle executives who send emails back and forth disparaging stars. But you and I do that every day, Kelly. I mean, we mock people all day long.
It was worse than that. Well, first of all, we don't employ those stars to make our movies, and that's dicier. They're talking about Angelina Jolie, and they're talking about
DiCaprio.
Yeah, DiCaprio, how despicable he was, and so that's, I guess, sort of juicy for the entertainment drag.
That's why they're publishing this stuff.
But the most incendiary stuff they've come across so far, and the hackers are promising some Christmas present, where I guess the worst is yet to come, is their conversations about Barack Obama. These are two liberals who run Sony, who are Barack Obama donors, who are participating in a big fundraising breakfast for Barack Obama. And before this breakfast, they're having an email exchange saying, what should I ask him? Oh, why don't you ask him to donate money for movies, or whether he wants to finance movies? Oh, what movies do you think he'd be interested in? And then these two go on to ping pong back and forth
between every black movie.
Black movies, yeah, starring black actors.
It's just immature.
Django. It's more than immature. Is that immature?
That's immature.
You know what? Bernie Goldberg, your friend, is actually coming on Kelly File tonight.
Yeah.
And his argument is going to be that that's not racist. Those are not racist statements.
I think it's just immaturity.
I think those are racist statements.
Really?
I do.
Yeah.
I'm not saying these are racist people. I think you can make a racist statement without being a racist in your heart.
Explain to me and the joke was, okay, he'll finance another Django or 12 Years a Slave.
Every single one was a black movie or a black actor.
So why is that racist?
Because they're taking a 52-year-old man who is president of the United States, who's leader of the free world, who has had all of these rich experiences that you and I will never have, and reducing him to one thing, and that is his race, that his interests in the world must only have to do with his skin color.
Let me just
That's
ask
by
you
its
this.
definition
Let me just
racist.
ask you this. When I see someone who hates an ethnic group,
it doesn't have to be hate.
Just wait. When I see someone who hates an ethnic group, I say that's a racist.
Right.
When I see someone who makes a foolish, immature, thoughtless jest that wasn't funny, I don't ascribe them that are label. I just think it's over the top.
I don't agree with you, because I think it doesn't have to be fueled by hatred or anger in order for it to be racist. I'm not saying they are racist people, and from what I've read, their life's work doesn't suggest that they are racist people. But let's admit that these are racist comments and deal with them.
Saying they're immature.
What I have seen so far, though, is the hypocrisy in the media in giving them a pass on these comments and not giving people like Donald Sterling, not that he deserves one, but I'm just saying it's been a double standard. But the other thing we have to ask ourselves before we go is whether this is the kind of society we want to be in, where somebody gets their private communications hacked and then the media feasts on the carcass of those private communications. It doesn't matter.
That's what we have. And it's not going to change.
That's where we are. But shouldn't there be a moment's pause before we jump into that life in 2014 modern day USA?
2 words. Christmas Island. No internet. Can't get internet yet. That's where you should go, Kelly.
Misfit Toys?
Christmas Island. There she is, everyone.
All right.
Water's on deck. Big trouble here in New York City. Police department believes the mayor is working against officers on the streets. Mayor de Blasio would not talk to us, so we sent Waters out to him. You'll see it next.